set up to work better, but apparently changing it to horizontal is above my pay grade. I can't seem to do that. So what do I want to do here? Because actually I have work to do while I do this. Okay, that works. Right, wearing my Cuban revolutionary hat, and I'm in the tack room, and I need to get the stuff ready because we have a runner tomorrow in the 6th race at 3:40. The apocalyptic storm is coming tonight at 2 in the morning. It's supposed to piss down rain all night and all day tomorrow. So that is going to make the ground, we're running on the turf tomorrow with both, I'm running on the turf tomorrow and I'm running on the turf, oops, sorry about that. Running on the turf on Tuesday as well with Cruella, and both horses who are running on the turf want heavy ground. So much as I don't want to deal with the rain, the horses are going to like it. So I don't know if anybody is out there, but it's a weird time of day to be doing this. I'm running quite late tonight. Why? Because when I was going to leave my room to come and do night stable, I couldn't find my car keys anywhere. I always put them in the same place. Didn't know where they were. I thought, shit, what's going on? And I threw them out with the recycling, which wasn't, and it took me about an hour to figure this out. And I actually called the rescue guy to come and open the car because I thought that even though it's supposed to be impossible, I managed to lock the keys in the car because it's an old car and the electronics sometimes get a bit wonky. So, but that's not what happened. I'm greasing the bridle for tomorrow is what's going on here, because I don't want to have time. I won't have time to do this tomorrow when I need to be getting ready to go. And yeah, so we're going to ride out 3. Eduardo is running. We got really lucky with that entry. Eduardo is a 4-year-old, and we ran him in the Conte with high hopes, but he's not good enough for that. He's apparently way too high in the handicap, I'm told, by the jockey, who did not seem to care for him at all. And we finished last. So I was going to run him in a claiming race, which is what you do when you want to get the handicap mark down. And but there was a 4-year-old Conte race divided into 3 series, and I supplemented back into it because we ended up, hi Susan in Chicago, and hello from California, Rick. This time slot seems to work for you guys. So I supplemented in because I was at the top of the 2nd division, which is kind of a gift. So we only have 10 runners in a handicap, which is also a gift. And the ground will be heavy, and it's only 1,500 meters on the turf, but we're going to give it a shot. And I have put little blinkers on him. I don't usually use blinkers, but I put them on because I want him to jump out and let him think that he is in charge of the situation, and then it's going to be easy, because that seems to be the kind of race he needs to run. If he thinks it's too difficult, he is not gonna try, because he's a colt, and colts are like that. They can get kind of lazy. So so that's cool. So this is the right bridle, but not the right bit. I have to change. He runs in a, what we call a more Americana ring bit. You guys probably, it's kind of funny that they call it an American bit. So I'm going to change this bridle into that bit. So yeah, I'd have done this a long time ago had I not thrown away the car keys with recycling. It was a real senior moment there. I was very worried about that. And I looked everywhere. The tow truck came. The keys were not locked in the car. All very embarrassing, but anyway. All's well that ends well. So, who's with us? Chicago, California. It was a beautiful sunny day here. And a lot better than is going on in the rest of France. But all that comes to an end tonight. Now, the forecast keeps changing every 5 minutes because we're right on the water, and it literally depends on which way the wind is blowing. But as much as I don't want to have to ride out in pouring rain tomorrow morning, I will be happy to have it for our horses running on the turf. So we'll have to just grit our teeth and deal with the rain. Boy, speaking of rain, with the rain we had last week, these rains are really stiff. A little bit. Sand is sticking on them. We're having, one of the things we see in Cagnes-sur-Mer a lot is a problem with cracked heels, or what the French call crevasse. Because the combination of water and alternating with dry and sand, bit of a mess. Let's see, what silks do we need? We need Suzanne silks. So we need to change the brow band to, there we go. The right brow band. And then I need the right bit. This phone isn't really. Hello from North Korea. Wow. Salam alaikum. What's going on out here? Car horn beating out here. Right, so this is the bit that I need for the horse that's running tomorrow. So I have to take it off this bridle, put it on the other one. Kind of use a mix of. Do you exercise your horses the morning of their race? I do not, although if it wasn't going to be pouring rain, I would take them out for a trot. That's totally, when you can do it, and if you have the people to do it, it's a good thing to do. It loosens them up. But what I do is I have my Ecosage massage belt. So he'll have a massage tomorrow, and he'll get walked out a bit, and we have a rain cover for that, which we're going to need. And today I had given him a nice shower because he was quite in need of a bath, and I took advantage of the fact that we had a really nice sunny day to give him a nice shampooing today. The Americans shampoo their horses off all the time. We don't. We do it on race day when you can. We don't do it all the time. Water and horse flesh is not a good combination, actually. Water gives you cracked heels, dries out the coat, all sorts of things. So we try to keep them away from the water. I mean, like a shower. So, but I gave him a good shampooing today, which he did need. And tomorrow he'll get his massage and he'll get walked out. And the same will probably go for Tuesday. We have Corella de Ville running on Tuesday. And it's also, well, it was supposed to rain, but again, the forecast changes every 5 minutes. So who knows? Right, got my ring bit, got my Michelin bridle. Gonna put this all back together again with the right brow band for the owner's colors, right headstall. Which way is the front? This way is the front. Like that. And hopefully we need to make a little money down here. So tomorrow could be the day that starts, I hope. We have, like I said, 10 runners. Corella in her handicap on Tuesday, has 13 runners. So they're both decent draws. Corella's drawn 6. Last time she was drawn 1, and when you're drawn 1, you get loaded first, and you have to stand in the gate and wait for everybody else to get loaded. And one of the things the gate crews are good here, but they take too much time. We don't have it like it is in America and Asia, where you've got one starter for each horse, and they just bang them in. So when the horses are at the gate, they're in the gate before they know what hit them. Here it takes some time. So if you load first, you have to stand there for a while. So when she ran last week, she was like pawing the ground and not paying attention and missed the break. And if you miss the break on a 7.5 furlong or 1,500 meter race, not a good thing. So she ran well, but there was no hope when you miss the break like that. So hopefully that's not going to happen Tuesday, which is also my birthday, Tuesday. And what's the most your horses have won? An individual race or just in total? I've won 100 some races, I don't remember. The best race I won was a listed race called the Juvenceau. If you're talking about a horse in a career earnings, what's our career high? I have to check on some of our older ones. Jacko Boy is up there about 200,000, I think, 250,000, and he's still racing. Should be noted, in 18 years of training, I've never had a horse in my yard that costs more than, well, with one exception. that cost more than 30,000 euros. We usually run with claimers, cheap horses that we fix and kind of put back together when the big guys have broken them. And I mean, I don't mind. I think that's why I think it's cool. When we win a race, we deserve to win. So that's neat. One time, the one horse that I won the listed race with was a 40,000 euro horse. So most of our horses do not cost much money. These big money yearlings do not come to me. Sorry, I meant career earnings. Sorry for the confusion. Career earnings, I think we're talking, I'd have to check, but 250, maybe 300,000. But we have horses that run for a lot of years here, the old ones that just kind of keep going. But I'd have to check on that. For the career earnings, you'd have to look at the horses. The biggest earnings have probably, Quiet Zane, he earned a lot. He won 2 Conte races. He hit 200,000, I'm pretty sure. Jacko Boy is still racing, and he's still going to win more races, so not sure where he's at right now. Ray of Hope was a good old horse that we won a lot of races with. Not sure how much he won, but yeah, the old ones are really nice that can just keep running and running. Kind of good stuff here. I cannot get this buckle where I want it, which is right here. Okay, so this is good for tomorrow. Let's get our reins here. Okay. And let me try to not forget something tomorrow. Here it's strange because you've got the stabling at the race course, but you have to walk your horse up and you saddle up there. So we're used to, when we usually run at home, you take your whole trunk of all your stuff and you've got everything there with your horse. Here, you just take up your bucket and your sponge and you have to remember things. And last time I forgot my girth sleeve. The time before that I forgot the hood. Tomorrow we are running in little blinkers, so better not forget those. I'm going to put those on the bridle as soon as I finish the bridle. Ligament issues. Have you had any ligament issues with your horses? Yes. Ligaments and tendons. But not very many, actually, over the years. Depends on what ligament or tendon is going. If you're looking at suspensory ligaments, those can be, you can have sort of iffy suspensories and run for quite some time. You just have to be careful. And the issues that we have more of actually are joint issues. That's a bigger problem. The way that I work, I tend not to have, touch wood, a lot of tendon problems. Does happen, but it depends on the ground you're working on. You want to work on ground that's not too deep, not too soft, and you have to dose the work and all that stuff, and after that it's just luck. But I've been training for 18 years. Ligament issues aren't a big issue. It's interesting that there's a debate in America about fiber sand and whether to work on it and train on it. I like to race on fiber sand. Well, I don't love to race on fiber sand, but we don't race on dirt here. I don't mind racing on fiber sand. I don't like to train on it though, because they don't work their back enough and it's too easy. They just kind of fly over it. They go too fast. The fiber sand track here is a bit hard. I would like there to be more give in it. There's no cushion under it, and I don't really like that so much. But right, I need a neck strap for tomorrow. Let me find. Yeah, this looks like. Yeah, this isn't a great one, is it? Where's the other one? This is probably a nicer one for racing. So let's take this neck strap. I had a horse that ran when he was 3, then he became a horse for training, and he had a bad ligament issue, so he had to go into field arrest at the age of 7. What ligament though? Front, back, suspensory, deep digital flexor tendon, carpal ligament. There's a lot of ligaments in a horse, and a lot of them, there's a lot of questions there. It's true that if you have a ligament or a tendon issue, for racing it's tough. But for a lot of other sports it can be okay. But it really does take a good 6 months to a year to heal that. Suspensory. Okay, front or back? You get suspensory in the front, because hind suspensory injuries are pretty benign. You don't, I mean, depends on how bad it is. Back leg, okay, a back suspensory injury. What do you want to do with your horse? Do you want to make it a riding horse, a show jumper? I mean, even for racing, if you put it away for 6 months or so, you should maybe be okay. Hind suspensory issues aren't that big a deal. Front suspensory issues can be a little bit more of a problem. Oh, good. We have our racing bridle here, and we have our lead line here. So we're going to grease that. So hopefully you'll be able to ride your horse again. I take it it's an off-track thoroughbred. Oops. Oh. This is my leading rein for tomorrow. Good. We are all set to go racing. Now I have to put together the bridle I took apart so I can use it for training. What's this guy? I love Michelin bridles, but there are a lot of moving parts to these things. Lots to grease, and a lot of stitching. It's not really made for racing. I've spoken with William Micklem to get him to make an actual racing bridle because they're great for racing, but for the moment that hasn't happened yet. So we have a lot of stitching, a lot of things to make sure we keep an eye on. I repair my bridles a lot for little things that go wrong. So, ponies with Paisley. Where are you from? In America somewhere? Just curious. Florida, Paisley Park. Training center. Racing in Florida is going who knows where now. Oh, I have fiber sand stuck in my bridle. Right, so 2 runners this week, both on turf. Morheeb, by the way, seems totally fine. I don't understand what happened with that horse. How many horses do you ride per day? Me, myself, because I'm about to turn a lovely 62 years old on Tuesday, I only ride 1. I keep to plus I'm a little bit heavy. So I stick to the safe ones and the easy ones because I'm a little too old to fuck around with horses that need better riders than I am. We tend to go out at home. We have 4 sets. So I ride one and then I go and I'm watching the rest of them on the track. Here in Kenya, I'm riding every day. I'm riding Morheeb. Probably good for me. So I guess it should keep me fit. I am getting old, so I better make sure that I keep moving. I had a couple of canters on the main track down here. That was kind of fun. Actually worked with head to head with another horse the other day. I didn't think I could still do that, but my horse ran pretty well, which I don't quite understand because Morheeb isn't racing very well, but he worked very well. I better put some jockey on him one of these days just to make sure my perceptions are right because he feels pretty good to me. And that's the nice thing about being in Kenya is that you can get jockeys to come and ride your horse because when they're around. Michelle, who's been in Japan, winning races all over the place, is here for the Kenya meeting, and she's helping me out in the morning with a ride, and she's ridden a few races for me, and she's going to ride a bunch more, so that's really handy to have somebody like that with a good feel for the horses on them out with you in the morning. Really nice. We take advantage of that. A young jockey who is going to ride L'Argent in his next race because this next race, these letters are getting a little bit tired. His next race is a race for young jockeys and apprentices. And he's here so he can ride the horse in the morning, which is really nice. He gets the feel for it. He can see what's going on before the racing. So that's good. That's another plus of being in Kenya. Plus normally sunshine, except for tomorrow and after tomorrow. Then we get a day of sun, then we get 2 more days of rain, but I'm fine with it for the turf. These reins are getting tired. Be careful with that. Okay, bits for the bits. Any other questions out there? Because I'm going to put this bridle together, and yeah, I've got to put rugs on the horses yet. I wanted to leave it late. I've got winter rugs down here, but it's not really that cold, and I don't like them to be too hot. So I put them on as late as possible. Leave the doors open. Right. There's the bit for the big glum this way. My hands are all slippery. Right. That goes in here. That goes in here. And that goes in there. And the other one is here. Anybody else out there with questions? Whoop. Wait, what did I do here? And this goes in there. There are all 4 of you out there. And I thank you for watching. Okay, so watch to see how we do tomorrow. The race is at 3:40 French time. Hoping to get him some tasty money, because that's what we need to do. Get some results back on the board. It's about time. How do you treat cracked heels? Excellent question. There are on the market 1 million ointments you can buy for cracked heels, and they are all crap. Why? Because they are water-based. The way to treat cracked heels is very cheap, and it's an old home remedy that works amazingly well. And as soon as I get the reins on this bridle, I will show you, because just right at my feet I have the stuff. Alright. That rein goes there, that rein goes here, this goes here, this is our neck strap, and that's one training bridle put back together again for tomorrow morning. There. Okay, cracked heels. Sulfur powder. Looks like that. Yellow powder. Take that, mix it with cod liver oil and blue stuff, blue de Methlin. I don't know what they call this in English. It's the blue fluid. And you take it and you buy yourself a little piece of Tupperware and you mix it up into a paste that looks like that. Use gloves. It gets everywhere. And it's cheap, it's easy, and you slather it on twice a day. Do not wash the leg. Just clean it, brush it, clean it. You can sponge it off if you need to clean it, get the dirt off, you know, scrub it with a not too wet sponge, and once it's dry, put this on it. And if you do that in a few days, your problem is gone. And it's the cheapest, best solution out there. Get yourself a box of plastic gloves. Right. Oh, grease, I can put this away. This away. Brow band is not wedding tomorrow, goes back in the box. My hands off, then I'm going to go put my rugs on my horses and head home and wait for it to rain. So thank you guys for watching. I'll try to do this again next Sunday, and we should have some results hopefully to share by then. And yeah, I'm gonna celebrate my birthday down here in Kenya again. It's Tuesday, and I'm 62. How does this fucking happen? I don't know. And I will see you all next week, all 3 of you, 4 of you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and good night.